What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? It is Soul Toucha the Poet here, and welcome to Trek Through Poetry. This is my initial episode. This is a personal journey that I'm going to begin on. What motivated this? Who knows? Just sitting here, and I wanted to get motivated about my poetry and putting that out there because I've said I was going to do it, said I was going to do it. And I just kept putting it off because of other things, mainly with the King and I Life podcast and stuff like that. But, I decided that I'm going to take put forth more effort in getting my poetry out there because I have lots of pieces that I have been sitting on, I have 3 books out there, Taste My Poetry, Taste My Soul, Ballads of a Poeteer, and the Book of King, Quotes, Thoughts, and Invocations. That's out there. It's available on Amazon. So you can find those. Go check those out. I have my YouTube channel, Soul Toucha the Poet. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Soundcloud, Twitter, and pretty much every social media site on the Soul Toucha the Poet. But the thing about it is, I have not been pushing my poetry like I should have been. And it really bugs me because it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. I just been slacking. A lot of it has been self-defeating thoughts. And that's a reoccurring thing that happens in this world today, especially with you wanting to do stuff but sorry for the beat, but I'm not going to edit that out. We just going in. But yeah, it's a big thing out here where people, and mainly me, where I can say that I have not put forth an effort in doing a lot of the things that I want to do because, I just get inside of my head. And, the one thing when you're an artist of any kind, sometimes you allow small things to keep you from doing the things that you desire to do. One of those things that I found out in my lifetime is getting the support of others. And when I say others, what I mean by, family and friends that you would hope would support you in your ventures, and when they're not there, it's kind of discouraging. It's really discouraging because you would think of all people, those people would love to see you grow, love to see you progress and stuff of that nature. But I realized that after publishing my first book, I realized after a while and looking on countless blogs, YouTube videos and talking to people that you can't do it with the expectation that those core people that you think are core in your life are going to support you. 9 times out of 10, they come later. And I had to get over that going into my second book, Ballads of a Poeteer, that, I'm not going to do it with the expectation of selling a lot of books or my family and friends who I think should support me are going to support me. So I had to get that aspect out of my head in order to, just keep going, keep grinding. Then another thing that slowed me down. Let me see. I don't remember if I was married when I published no, I wasn't married when I published my first book, but I will say I had desire to publish a book for a very, very long time, but I was just scared for many reasons to jump out there and do it. And then back when I wanted to do it, it was not. I don't want to say harder. There were a lot of. It wasn't as easy as it is today. Today, you just you bang it out. If you have somebody edit, they edit. If not, you do it yourself. You got self-publishing, which is a lot different, a lot easier than it was when I first started looking into doing that. So with that being said, getting up to now, um, I started first doing open mics probably in, I want to say 2014, maybe. Because I honestly, doing this is almost a struggle. Because I do not like being in the center of attention. Like if I'm the center of attention, I start perspiring. I deliver whatever I'm delivering too fast, stumble over words, and I just get nervous. So performing, it took a little of me getting used to it, um, and trying to fit in. And that's another thing, for me personally, that I find a struggle because public speaking is one of those things that freaks a lot of people out. Some people are naturals at it, but for me, I don't like public speaking, but I've grown to be able to get into it and navigate those waters, so to speak. So, but yeah, going back to performing, I had a couple of mutual friends. One hosted, open mic, and I started going. First time, I was like, nah, I'm not getting up there. But then after a while, I got in there and began to perform. Um, and I started liking it, and it also helped being around other poets in that environment. It helped me expand my thoughts and grow my writing, grow my craft, and stuff like that. But the only thing I did not like about it was the politics. The politics in poetry is crazy, and I kind of like compared it to the music industry, whereas it's clicks, it's this, it's that, blah blah blah, and whatever. Um, and then after a while, I just slowly backed out of it because it was becoming too much, too messy, too catty, and all that stuff. But with that being said, so here recently on my YouTube channel, I started Trek Through Poetry, where I take poems that I've written, maybe published in my books or unfinished or anything like that, and I decided to create this playlist or have you of these pieces, talking about the piece, delivering the piece, and giving a conclusion to the piece in an effort for me to not only get more comfortable presenting the poems, but just actually getting them out there, because that's what I want to do. I want to get all of this stuff out there to leave something behind, for when I move on from poetry or whatever the case may be. I want that to still be there. And, of course, I've been through a lot of things in life. So hopefully it will reach who it needs to reach and help who it needs to help and assist them in navigating through certain things, because, life is hard. Has its challenges, and everybody does not know how to deal with it. But the thing about it is, through poetry, I will say it has helped me. It has been therapeutic. I've been through counseling before, but poetry has grounded me. It has centered me. It has allowed me to get things off my chest, off my shoulders, off my back, off my mind, and put it in a way to where it got that out of me. And I found that throughout my journeys in poetry, there are a lot of people who can relate to what I was delivering. So, that's with that. So, I wanted to come on this first episode and put that out there and, just let you know what I'm about, where I came from, although I have a long story to share as we trek through poetry. But yeah, that's it. So I have this book, this binder right here. Yeah, it has a whole bunch of old stuff. That's my old website from back in the day, and my old email. I don't use those anymore. But this binder right here is kind of full of the poetry that I first started writing. And this book is near and dear to my heart. It's like that book. So I want to leave you with this poem out of here. Another thing, I don't memorize my poems, so I'm going to be reading them. Maybe along the way, I will spoken word some, because there's a difference between spoken word and poetry. Yeah, I'm a reading poet, so I read my stuff. I don't memorize it. I write too much, and I don't take the time to memorize. I'll memorize a song before memorize my poems, and that's crazy. That's real crazy. But anyway, this poem right here is called Tangible. At the bottom of this page, it says I wrote it in 2001, so it is what it is. But here's Tangible. Like the clothing on my back, I can touch you as simple as that. You are a gift from God. Wonderful it is. Tangible you are. Unlike a dream, I can have you at any time. But you differ from dreams. Even though they are not real, dreams are always all mine. But I enjoy you more than any dream. Because you are tangible. You are something I want to be with. I don't care if you are there and I am here. To enjoy your tangibility, I will meet you anywhere. What do I like most about what we share? When I'm with you, that tangible feeling fills the air. Tangible as the fruit that grows on every blooming tree. Damn, you're good. You are so sweet to me. Even though I use my heart to feel when you're not close to me, you're still that much more tangible, just like I want you to be. So that's Tangible. Hey, thank you for tuning in to the first episode, wherever you are in the world. I hope you enjoyed that. Definitely, connect with me on all social media. I will more than likely put this on YouTube in my Trek Through Poetry theme. But yeah, thank you for joining Soul Toucha the Poet. Catch me out there on social media everywhere. And I look forward to our journey together. And, maybe one day I will have some poets, come bless my airways and my channel. But this is going to be a poetry podcast, excuse me. But again, I'm not editing out anything because I want this to be raw, fresh, and just uncut. And I will be dropping some explicit pieces. So if you have tender ears, this, it is what it is. It's art. So thanks again, Soul Toucha the Poet, and I will catch you in the next one.